Hello, in this video, we're going to add Bootstrap 4 to a Rails 6 project. All the code that we're going to talk about today is going to be on my website. It's joshlee.com. Without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start a Rails project. So we're just going to start in my console, in my terminal, and say Rails new. And I'm going to call this project easy org. So let's go ahead and do this and wait a second. Okay, now that we have a new Rails project, let's just cd into that project, easy org. And let's go ahead and start a Rails server just so we can make sure that our website is up and running right now. So let's go to localhost 3000. Great, so Rails is working. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a home page. So let's go ahead and open this project in VS Code. Let's go ahead and open this here. Repos, easy org. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my routes file, and I'm just going to give a root. If you already have a Rails project set up, don't worry about this. I'm just setting up a page so we can see the changes. So I'm going to say root, and we're going to have a pages controller that goes to home. So we just need to create a pages controller. So let's go here, controller. We're going to go pages controller, CONTRO.RB, and we're going to say class pages controller, and that is from application controller, PPL, APPL, application controller. Let's just double check that, application controller, okay? And so we just need to have a quick view here. So we're going to go to views, new folder, and this is going to be called pages. And pages, we're going to call this called home.html.erb. And let's go ahead and we're just going to put a simple hello world. And we're just going to put p tag and say this is some text. So now let's just double check and see if that works. Localhost 3000. And so we have our home page here. So now let's do the part where we add Bootstrap. So let's look at this code here that I have written down. So we need to make sure that you have yarn. If you don't have yarn, just do brew install yarn. And we're going to add Bootstrap, and then it has two dependencies, jQuery and popper.js. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our terminal. We're going to shut down our server by pressing Control-C. And then we're just going to go to yarn, add Bootstrap, jQuery, popper.js. And this should happen very quickly. It shouldn't take too long. There we go, so we're done. So now we need to add it inside our project. So if you can see here, what we just did was we added it to our package.json file right here. So you can see Bootstrap, jQuery, popper.js. But now we need to tell the rest of our project to use it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to we're going to go to config, environments. Nope, let me check, sorry. It is config webpack environment.js, okay? Config webpack environment.js. Now before in Rails versions, they did the asset pipeline, but the Webpacker is doing the everything now in Rails. So I'm just gonna copy this code that I have, and this will be on my website at itsjoshlee.com, but I'm just gonna paste this code from another project right here. And we're going to copy this. We're just going to paste this in right here. All right. This is in our config webpack environment.js, and I'll just show you this here. You can pause the video and you can type this out, or you can go to my website and find it there. I'll have a link in the description. Great, so now we have that set up. So now we need to do the other parts. So now we need to go to, let's check. We need to go to JavaScript packs application.js, and we're just going to import here Bootstrap. So let's go to here. So we're going to go to our JavaScript file, and in Rails 5 and before, JavaScript was in assets, but now in Rails 6, it's in a special folder here in JavaScript. We have packs, and application.js here is going to be the JavaScript files that are available to our application. So we're just going to, so we're going to paste that in, import Bootstrap. Let's copy that. Paste, import Bootstrap, just like that. I'm going to save that. Now we're going to go to our style sheets. We're going to go to application, and we're going to name this SCSS. So we have our application, our main application sheet here. We're going to go rename this, and we're just going to put an S right there. So we have application.scss. Then we're going to import Bootstrap, CSS Bootstrap. It's very important that you put a @ here and paste that in just like that. So let's copy this, and let's go ahead and shut down our, we already have it shut down. So let's start our Rails server again. And we're just going to go to our home page and see if that CSS is working. Let's see here. Error found, import not readable, Bootstrap. Let's see here. What mistake did we make? Let's check this other file here. Assets, style sheets, application.css. What did we do wrong? Just copy this and paste it. There we go. Let's try that. There we go. So now we see that we have Bootstrap installed. You can see the styling is different. Now to make sure that the JavaScript in Bootstrap is working, we're just going to add a simple nav. And so basically, I just went over here to Bootstrap, the components to the nav bar. You can just go to Bootstrap for nav bar like this and search that. And go over here. And we're going to use this nav bar just to test out the JavaScript because it has some JavaScript components on it. So for example, this nav bar here has JavaScript for this drop-down bar, and it also, when it collapses, it has a hamburger menu. So let's go ahead and copy this here. And we're going to copy this, and we're just going to paste this in our home page here. So we got here, we're just going to paste that in. And you don't need to do this for your project. This is just to test out the JavaScript. So let's go back to our home and drop down is not working. And this is not working. So let's go ahead and restart our server just to check, double check. And that is not working. Okay. So the JavaScript is not working. So what did we do wrong? We need to, we got JavaScript. So let's go ahead and put Bootstrap up here, and let's see if this works. So let's go ahead and restart our server. Okay. Oh, I see what we did. We forgot to have our Webpack here. There we go. Let's copy that. And let's try this again. All right, so now we have our JavaScript. Oops. Now we have our JavaScript working in Bootstrap, just like this. So now you're ready to go with Bootstrap 4 on your Rails 6 project. All right, well, thanks for watching, and remember, you can get the code that we talked about today at itsjoshlee.com.